In the days when the Philistines ruled over Israel with a heavy hand because Israel had no king, God raised up a man, set apart from birth, filled with divine strength, chosen for conflict. His name was Samson. One day, Samson went down to the Philistine town of Timnah. There, his eyes fell upon a woman, a Philistine woman. She pleased him greatly, and he said to his parents, "I have seen a woman in Timnah, now get her for me as my wife." His parents were shocked. "Is there no woman among our people that you must go to the uncircumcised Philistines?" But they didn't know, this was from the Lord. For God was setting the stage to confront Israel's enemies through Samson. As Samson journeyed to Timnah again, a young lion suddenly came roaring against him. But the Spirit of the Lord rushed upon him, and with his bare hands, he tore the lion apart, as one tears a young goat. He told no one what he had done. Later, when he returned for the wedding, he passed by the carcass of the lion. And behold, bees had made a hive in its body. Honey glistened in the sun. He scooped it out and ate it as he walked, giving some to his parents, though he never told them the honey had come from the lion's corpse. Now came the wedding feast, a 7-day celebration among the Philistines. 30 young men were appointed as Samson's companions. And in the spirit of challenge, Samson said to them, "I will give you a riddle. If you can solve it within the 7 days of the feast, I will give you 30 linen garments and 30 changes of clothes. But if you cannot solve it, then you shall give me the same." They agreed. And Samson said, "Out of the eater came something to eat. Out of the strong came something sweet." For 3 days they could not solve the riddle. On the 4th day, the companions went to Samson's bride and said, "Entice your husband to explain the riddle to you, or we will burn you and your father's house with fire." So she wept before Samson and pleaded with him. Day after day, she pressed him until he grew weary of her constant tears. And on the 7th day, he gave in. He told her the answer. And she, in turn, told the men. Before the sun set on the 7th day, the men approached Samson and said, "What is sweeter than honey? What is stronger than a lion?" Samson's eyes darkened with fury. He said, "If you had not plowed with my heifer, you would not have solved my riddle." Then the Spirit of the Lord rushed upon him. He went down to Ashkelon, struck down 30 men, stripped them of their garments, and gave the clothing to those who had answered the riddle. Burning with anger, he returned to his father's house. But while he was gone, his wife was given to another man, his companion. Later, Samson returned with a gift, desiring to see his wife. But her father refused. "I truly thought you hated her," he said. "So I gave her to your best man. Take her younger sister instead." That insult lit a fire in Samson's soul. He said, "This time, I will be blameless when I do the Philistines harm." He went and caught 300 foxes. He tied them tail to tail in pairs and fastened torches between each pair of tails. He lit the torches and released the foxes into the Philistines, grain fields, vineyards, and olive groves. The fire consumed everything. When the Philistines asked who had done this, they were told, "Samson, the son-in-law of the Timnite, because his wife was given to another man." So the Philistines came and burned the woman and her father with fire. Samson said to them, "Since you would do such a thing, I will surely take revenge on you. And after that, I will cease." And he struck them down with a great slaughter. Then he went and lived in the cleft of the rock of Etam. The Philistines came up and camped in Judah. The men of Judah said, "Why have you come against us?" They replied, "We have come to bind Samson, to do to him as he has done to us." So 3,000 men of Judah went to the cleft of the rock and said to Samson, "Don't you know the Philistines rule over us? What have you done?" Samson replied, "I only did to them what they did to me." They said, "We have come to tie you up and hand you over." Samson said, "Swear to me you won't kill me yourselves." They agreed and bound him with 2 new ropes. As they brought him to the Philistines, the enemy shouted in triumph. But then, the Spirit of the Lord came mightily upon him. The ropes on his arms became like burnt flax, and his bonds dropped from his hands. He found the fresh jawbone of a donkey, reached out, took it. And with it, he struck down 1,000 men. When he was done, he cried out to the Lord, "You have given me this great victory, and now shall I die of thirst." So God split open the hollow place at Lehi, and water came out. Samson drank, his strength returned, and he was revived. And so, Samson judged Israel 20 years in the days of the Philistines. A man of strength, a man of weakness, a man of divine calling, and deadly vengeance. This was Samson's riddle and revenge.